Alright, everyone, welcome to the new week, the week of reckoning for the Bears as we do continue to break out here and enter the liquidity zone. So I do think price actions could go pretty quick here. We should be heading up to all-time highs, as I've been saying. As I've also been saying, don't be long in the tops. If you feel the FOMO, check yourself before you wreck yourself. As I've been saying, I think we're going to see a lot of that euphoria return to the market. We're going to see retail pop their heads back into the space. And the big question is, what is sentiment like when we break all-time highs? What is price action like when we break all-time highs? And we'll have to just wait and see how that goes. I can't really give predictions on what's going to happen in the future for Bitcoin. I mean, I can give predictions, but I cannot be confident whatsoever in anything I'm saying. So we got to just be patient. It's going to be another quick update video, just basically saying what I've been thinking is still true. And I'm pretty excited for at least the short-term future here on Bitcoin. I think we got some real nice catalysts with the elections coming up. Go vote if you haven't already. If you do live in the United States, that is very important. But yeah, essentially you can see here, I mean, we got through the point of control of the range. We have clearly backtested the value area high and are now escaping from this volume range here. I don't think that's going to get tested again, and we're now above some of these higher points of control, right? You can see here on the volume profile, we got a little bit of resistance, but I think at the end of the day, this stuff is all just going to get flipped to support, and we should fly pretty quick once we get up into this liquidity. I wouldn't be surprised to see a God candle come in here. We're getting into the mania phase for sure, and Bitcoin is going to break all-time highs. It's not a question. I'm 100% confident in that at this point, and it's going to happen now. We are not going to make a lower low than $66,000. So yeah, buckle up. Hopefully you guys are in some high conviction plays. We've seen across the board altcoins massively underperforming Bitcoin recently and throughout the entire cycle overall. A lot of the alts from last cycle have been doing pretty bad. So I'd say just make sure you're positioned into winners, because if you're in some coin that just has high dilution of VCs dumping on you, you're not going to make it. Got to be doing your research on coins this cycle and really figuring out what the meta is. Right now it seems to be meme coins because people are fed up with venture capitalists dumping on them. They want a fair launched coin that does well in the attention economy, especially with this new generation. You know, you got boomers that love the stock market, you got millennials that love higher cap crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then you got the Zoomer generation, which they love meme coins. So I think that's why you've seen this shift in the market. It's not necessarily that meme coins have been marking the top, because clearly they haven't, right? Meme coins have been rallying. It's just that this cycle is a little bit different, and maybe a lot of altcoins don't necessarily do what they did in 2021. Of course, there's going to be a lot of good altcoin plays, especially in the AI sector. I think retail is going to jump on AI, so find some good stuff there. I love my Tau Potenzer. It's already up a lot though, so DYOR on that. But enough rambling about that. Let's jump in here to the shorter term time frame and just look at this bullish Bitcoin price action. So we actually just now got above the 70,100, and this is a potential swing failure level for me. So if we get some higher time frame hourly candle closes below, that could signal a bit of a pullback, right? We could deviate this, we could dump, we could flush some longs. I'm not rolling that out of the equation. It depends on how many people are actually long in the market right now. And I mean, we definitely do see people going crazy with long positions, right? There's a ton of FOMO in the market right now. You can see just a massive open interest spike over here. So this is why I'm saying do not be longing right now. I would not be surprised at all for this to pull back. So just understand, a lot of top longers in the market right now. They could be potentially getting trapped. We do see big sell walls in the order books. While I'm still super bullish, I do think there's a potential to squeeze a lot of these longs back out of the market. We're definitely seeing a lot of people jump on leveraged positions right now up here at the highs. It's not exactly the most healthy thing ever, but if price doesn't reject, if price does continue through, this could be considered bullish continuation from long positions. I'm just a little worried with the sell walls, with the level we're at. This is a big point of resistance for me, and I actually think a bit of a flush here makes some sense. Nothing that's going to take too long, but maybe just a quick wick like that, something to just take out all of those leverage positions real quickly before heading back up. And maybe this does happen just later on, right? Maybe we get something like this. Who really knows? Once again, we can't really predict what's going to go on the charts, but the levels are the levels. Around the $70,000 region is a pretty big level for me to watch for finding a bit of a pullback. So just be aware of that, but we are now sitting on top of a bunch of volume, so I think it's going to be very difficult for the bears to get it back under these wicks. I think, this is going to hold, but anything above this is free game for big leveraged flushes, right? So just keep that in mind. But yeah, jumping out of Bitcoin here, let's go to total 3. You can see we're back above this very important volume level. So this is great to see. We actually just broke out in the last couple of hours. So I do think your altcoins are going to start going pretty quick, right? Once we can get above some of this volume that we've been stuck in for quite some time, if we can get through this range, I do think you're going to see stuff start going very, very quickly after, the 650, $700 billion market cap levels within here. As soon as we can get to price discovery, that's the big test, right? Will the swing fail, or will this actually go? And when it goes, it will probably be pretty insane. Again, a lot of potentially exciting times here in the altcoin market as we do start to break out of this long consolidation we've been in for quite some time, which is actually very different than our previous cycles. If you look at the previous cycles, we never really had this long consolidation. You could say the same thing about Bitcoin. Once we broke out, we had small consolidation periods, and then we went up higher. We've never really had this drawn out consolidation, accumulation, whatever you want to call it, Wyckoff accumulation structure. So I think there's a good chance this doesn't go quite as high, right? Maybe we have our top like that, right? If we just compare it to last cycle, who knows? Maybe a fractal plays out like that. Would not be surprised to see something similar play out to that like first half of last cycle, which would pretty much get us probably around the $1.5 trillion market cap range. Something like that makes a lot of sense to me. But we definitely got to be careful once we get into these retracements, right? We're still in the retracements for total 3. So anywhere in here we could pull back from. We already pulled back from the golden pocket though. So if we can flip this into support, that's the big level we'll watch for next is the $800 billion market cap. All right, so essentially, let me pull this again. How you like these fibs to play out normally is you want to flip this resistance into support. So you want to get above and then back test and then go. If we just kind of go through, we got this big value area high up here. Be cautious that this could be a point of resistance, and then we fail from there. We could just do a retracement on total 3, especially with how a lot of the altcoins are acting. But we'll see how it plays out, right? We're just going to be watching this thing. This is totally possible. We could have a big rally over here in the altcoin market that lasts for quite some time. But it doesn't last as long as many people would expect, right? You're talking maybe 100 days at most from right now, which would land us earlier than the end of 2025 next year, which is when a lot of people think this cycle is going to top out. I don't think we're going to make it that far, but we'll see. The latest I'm thinking is a sell in May and go away of 2025, but only time will tell. Make sure to subscribe so you can stay updated when we do get into more of the important videos later on. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about or just want to join the community for this channel, link to my Discord is in the description down below. Also down there, you'll see a bunch of exchange partners, so feel free to go ahead and click on those referral links down below to get yourself some nice rewards and bonuses. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.